Hi, everyone.
Hello, welcome to Noel Podcast.
Welcome to our podcast,
Yay.
episode 12.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Hey everybody, it's already November and very gloomy
it's
and
crazy,
wet
huh?
month already.
Moist,
Yes,
but also dry.
cold and windy, stormy.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
November is definitely my least favorite month in a year. Like especially since I have moved to Germany, November become my
Mm-hmm.
least favorite month.
And the funny thing is, I remember for me, December was kind of the worst here, but this year, November is so much colder than last year, I
You
feel.
think? Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in Berlin, I would say yes. Yeah, the
Mm.
place that I live is actually it's not that cold, but it's like really rainy and windy, I would say.
Oh, so you need a windbreaker.
Yeah, something like that, or just stay at home. Just don't go out. That's why I bought like a Nintendo Switch recently.
Nintendo.
That means I really don't want to
That,
go out.
yeah, that's good.
But December is better because like in Munich we might have like snow in December.
Oh,
So it's
really?
going to
Oh
be
my God,
beautiful,
so jealous of you.
hopefully. But also on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
I cannot really imagine how the S-Bahn will be operating when we have snow because we don't have snow now, but we always have delay every day. Every day, this is unbelievable.
Mm.
Like you should be happy with your
Really?
S-Bahn and like U-Bahn in Berlin. It is,
Oh,
yeah. Every time,
I don't know. That's super surprising
so bad.
because
So bad.
for our standard, is also Berlin has a lot of these delays in terms of trains and everything, but it's even worse.
It's worse. Let's say the facility is clean, at least. It's not dirty,
Yeah.
but it's not punctual at all. And to be honest, every time I'm on the S-Bahn, I think I get stressed so much, like so much. Like sometimes
Wow.
I'm even thinking like, how can they waste so many people's hours, time, and they still don't mitigate this, you know?
Wow. Actually, that's good because we are going to talk about the stress today and how we handle our stress.
Yeah.
So maybe we can, yeah, talk about why and how you, like why that makes you stress.
Exactly. I think sometimes I feel like maybe like especially the stress on the S-Bahn for me is because of the expectation, Like
Yeah.
or my standard is like higher than the reality because I never experienced like this not punctual like
Me
transportation.
too. I think for me the point why I sometimes get stressed when there's a delay from Deutsche Bahn is this is something I can't control,
Yeah.
and I have my own plan,
Yeah.
and I already plan my time
Exactly.
schedule, and
And it's
they
screwed.
completely
Yeah.
messed up.
It
They
just
completely
screws
messed.
over. Like
I feel so, I don't know, helpless, and I can't
Yeah.
just do anything.
That's
This
the
is,
point.
for me, that's the most annoying
yeah,
part.
and the thing is
actually.
like when I think about my life in Seoul, like everything is super planned because we really like efficiency, right? And like it is possible because we don't have delay in transportation. We don't have like delay due to the external environment, I would say. Like if you have a delay in your appointment, it's because it's your fault. Something your fault,
Or and also here, one of the main reasons sometimes is because their construction. However, in Seoul, they just do construction when all people are sleeping.
Exactly. And it takes so long. Like, yeah, actually, I guess sometimes I get stressed out a lot. Like since I live in Germany, which I never stressed out before. Like for example, like doctor's appointment or this like the
Oh
biggest
yeah.
stress is Deutsche Bahn. I really don't
Mm-hmm.
understand how like German people can like plan their life with Deutschland, you know? And also they don't look stressed
Yeah.
at all. Maybe it's their
Oh my
daily
god,
life, you know?
exactly. If you remember the day I was coming back to
Mm.
Berlin recently,
Yes,
oh my god, there was 1 hour delay.
that's not
I was stuck
acceptable.
in the train, and that was the first day I came back here after 1 month, and I thought, wow, this
Welcome
is how they
back.
welcome me. Thank
Like
you. Okay, I feel
seriously.
at home.
I feel like I don't know. I never had like no delay
Uh,
schedule, not delayed schedule. I never had this
be,
kind of experience.
I mean, we like when we were leaving, sometimes we do have delay, but it's not because of this uh,
I
transportation postponing and delay and canceling. By the way, I thought we didn't even introduce our today's topic.
actually, well, as you expected, today's topic is anxiety and emotion,
Yeah.
and like our first topic was stress, and I think we're talking about very good, in a good way.
Yeah, and also like the appointment for going to the doctor
Mm.
is something I never experienced before, and I just needed to get used to
Mm-hmm.
it. But still, for me, it still doesn't make sense. Even though you have termin at 2 p.m. and when you go there before 2 p.m., you still need to wait.
Yeah,
Like, what is
I
this?
really don't understand of like the like especially making an appointment for doctors. Yeah, of course, if you want to check like general health check, for example, then that makes sense. But you cannot really
Yeah,
plan when you're sick, you know.
exactly.
And yeah, especially I want to talk more about Deutschbahn or S-Bahn in Munich. Yesterday I was sitting in S-Bahn, and what like annoys me the most is they always have delay at this like specific station, and the reason is always the same because there are S7, like my line is
Mm-hmm.
S3, and there are S7 is in front. And sometimes, yeah,
Oh,
sometimes the operators say, yeah, there's a stupid S7 is in front, so we have to wait here. Like that, like they announce it
really?
like that. And I was like, if we have every day delayed here, why don't you
Then
make
why
it up?
don't they?
You know?
Yeah, why don't they think of solving this problem?
Exactly. They, like it's a big company, you know. And I was feeling like I'm the only one who gets stressed out by this situation, and everybody was
Mm.
super calm. And I wanted to born and raise in Munich, so like this is not the problem to me, you know.
Yeah, like I think it's really different because maybe they're just used to it and they don't have any
Mm-hmm.
expectation. But for me, and also seems like for you as well, like I get stressed a lot when my plan is ruined by other factors
Yes,
which I can't control.
exactly.
So that's what I yeah, like Deutsche Bahn.
Yeah.
Come on.
This same to me. I also get stressed out a lot when like something is disturbing my plan, and this is
Mm-hmm.
completely not my fault. Then I get stressed out, and normally I'm the person that like if I cannot handle the situation, then I shouldn't get stressed out by the situation. I try
Mm-hmm.
not to because they're stupid to being, you know, stressed under like something under the situation that you cannot even make changes. But on the other hand,
Mm.
when I have this kind of situation, I try to find a better way, you know. So like I try to avoid this situation. But Deutschbahn, like transportation, is something you cannot avoid because that's yeah.
No.
Or you should have your car, you know. But
I Yeah, yeah, because there's something that I always think transportation here is not so reliable
mm,
for this punctuality. Maybe we need a car. Maybe we need to take Uber
no,
all the time.
actually, the thing is, yeah, Uber is better, but like I also have a car. But the problem is, if you have car, there's more stress. There are more stress
Ah.
because like you cannot really find a place to park. First stress.
Mm. And also with parking
Yeah,
fee.
parking fee is pretty expensive too. Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, also gas price is high, so yeah,
Mm.
beggars cannot be choosers. So the only situation you can avoid this, yeah, only condition is you just take Uber all the time.
Yeah, or maybe e-bike.
Hmm.
Then, do you have any way to release your stress and how to ease your stress?
I think it's very depending on the situation. Like for example, if I get just like stressed by someone,
Mm-hmm.
then I'd like to go for like exercise. You know,
Oh yeah.
like super extreme exercise, like boxing or something which
Mm.
can drain my energy, so I don't have this anger in my body. You know,
Oh, does it help?
it helps a lot.
Maybe I should
Yeah,
try.
it's like if
Mm.
you get stressed by like for example like your work, then it's a different story. Then like I have to find the way like okay, what can I make it better or something, you know. But if you get stressed by someone else that you cannot really control, then either ignore
Mm.
or let's there's a point that like you feel on your body, then I have to go to the gym. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, makes sense. I think going to sport is also quite common way people
Mm-hmm.
would like to choose, but I never really tried apart from running.
But
This
running is
running
also
always
good.
comes
like
since our
sprinting.
first episode.
Yes,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
do
So I
sprinting.
remember like when I did running regularly back in Seoul, sometimes when I have a lot of stress and this too much emotion, then I just run super fast and just
Yeah,
make me
like
feel,
drained.
yeah, yeah.
I think it's the same.
And
And also, like, I think as I'm getting older, I
maybe we need to talk about our
pension
yeah,
scheme,
like
retirement scheme, or what?
how to take care of our health
Yeah,
in 5 years.
but the thing is, stress is really, really bad for your health, you know.
It
And like
is.
I
It
once
is.
recently, or like early in this year, I was stressed out so much, and I felt like my muscle was not flexible enough because it was so stiff because of the stress. Because I heard that if you get stressed out, then like your body produce acid and it
Mm.
stores in the muscle. That's why you have muscle pain if you have stress, like a shoulder pain and so on.
Mm. Oh.
Yeah, so actually I try not to get stressed out or try not to be manipulated by some other situation, you know, external
Mm-hmm.
situation. So I sometimes listen like Buddhism thing, you know, like 반야심경.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Buddhist like instrument thing, you know, like tuck 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 tuck. Like it's kind of calm me
They're
down. Yeah.
so good.
It's,
Is also same for me. It makes me really calm and the sound really comfort me, and also that's why I really like to go to temple because the incense stick
yeah,
they use
yeah.
in the temple also really comfort me, and I use at home very often as well. But I never try listening to this sound. Maybe I should try out.
Actually, this actually reminds me of one person that like I
Mm.
have known earlier days. I had my senior doctor
Mm-hmm.
in the institute, and he has really 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 nice personality. And I often he share me right like when we go to the business trip or something, and like he's Christian, but sometimes like in his playlist I heard this
Mm.
반야심경.
Really?
Yeah,
He was
yeah, he
Korean.
was Korean, and I was like,
Oh.
wow, that is how he can keep himself so calm, although like he has such a bad situation or like there are so many
Mm.
shits going on, but he was always calm. Maybe this is the key.
Mm. Actually, I really admire people like that. Like, no matter what situation they confront, when you see this person has always consistency and looks very calm, that really brings me the trust.
Mm-hmm. because I'm
on
opposite
this.
person, you know. I'm definitely because
Yeah.
I'm impulsive and very sometimes emotional too.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I mean, that's normal, you know. That's super normal. Just that's why I think when I also see people like that, it looks very calm, and it looks like they know how to handle this situation super well.
mhm.
Then yeah, they yeah.
Yeah, it looks
But
like they have my respect, like
mhm.
immediately because I'm not
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
person.
definitely,
I want to be
definitely.
like that, but I think I need more training to be and more
Ah.
Buddha's things.
Or maybe we can go to the temple stay.
Nah, but they only have vegan food inside, so
Ah, yes, yes.
and it makes you hungry very fast.
I just have random question. Do you think monks they also eat snacks? Like
Yeah,
jelly and chocolate?
yeah, I think they eat snacks like I don't know, dry sweet potatoes. I guess
Ah,
or
dried mango.
oh, dried persimmon. I would say mango is imported in Korea if you think about, you know.
Dried persimmon.
Like imported product is kind of I would say that is not Buddhist spirit because it's imported.
Ah,
I don't know.
I mean, the latest meal I had from temple recently, they also put avocado there
Really?
in
Was
this.
it in
Yeah, in the
Brazil?
bibimbap. No, it was in Seoul. It was one
Really?
of the biggest temple. Yeah.
Because I always thought that you know, temple food is something like you can make from you can get it from locally, you know.
That's what I was thinking as
Maybe
well.
they
So I thought,
maybe they have like Brazilian monk, so he just brought it for yeah.
he he just here for Erasmus,
Yeah,
for exchange student.
that would be funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to the stress topic. Do you think like getting? I mean, just stress itself has a good side too.
Yeah, for me a little bit yes, because like when it's super intense stress, of course I know I shouldn't have like that, and it's bad for my health as well. But when I have mild stress of something, I think that also bring me some motivation to do
Mm.
and to make action.
Okay. So
But I think it really depends on people.
yeah, I think so too because for me, like stress demotivates me. Yeah,
Oh.
like the thing is like when I have some bad situation and when I see that
Mm.
like there's some point that I can make it up and promise it looks promising that I can definitely make it better, then I don't get stressed and I can take an action. But like when I'm under
Mm.
stress, then I really don't see this. How
But
can I
the
make it better? Like I don't see how to do.
ah.
Yeah.
But doesn't matter the if that is mild or intense, just all kind of stress you make you demotivating.
I would say yes, yeah, because like
Mm.
if it motivates me, then it's no longer stress, but I would call it challenging thing. Yeah,
That's yeah, actually that's really good point of view.
yeah, because when I'm get stressed out, then I often being pessimistic, and I have to why should I do this anyway? I cannot make it. You know that kind of mindset is placed on me.
Mm.
So yeah, that's why I really try to get my stress level down.
I
Yeah.
see. That's really interesting. That if I have a little bit of stress for work, for
Mhm.
example, then I often think that I can make it,
Mhm.
and so I make it, and then his stress is gonna be
Mhm.
disappeared, so I will be fine.
Mhm.
That's I think that's how my sorry brain works.
Mhm.
But of course, when it's super strong stress, then
Yeah,
yeah,
I just want
I
to run
don't
away.
wanna do
I
it,
just
you
want to run
know.
away.
Yeah.
And I think like especially how if I think about how I manage the stress is like when I get super stressed, then
Mm-hmm.
I try to see what causes this stress, you know, and I
Yeah.
try to leave the situation. For example, if like my company or employment makes me so stressed, then I find a new job. And
Yeah, of course.
if the city makes me
Like,
stressed, then I move to another place. I think that's my resolution most likely. But sometimes it
mm,
doesn't work, you know. Sometimes like because if your
yeah.
life is stressed, then you cannot run away from your life. So yeah,
Yeah, but it's also the choice of your life. If you stress from work, of course you must. I bet you already did try for compromising and try to communication to solve the problem. But when you already decided, okay, I want to exit, then that's kind of the last plan that you can
yeah,
do.
Exodus.
And yeah, so I think that's also the great way to release your
Yeah,
stress, of course.
and
Yeah.
I think it really requires me a good timing because like if
Mm.
if that pass the some point, then you don't have even motivation for exodus either, you know, like you
Mm.
just like sit down and cry. So but yeah, our job is we try not to make ourselves down until that level.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the nervous, like when do you feel nervous normally?
Mm. Like for me, nervousness and stress sometimes comes together
Mm. Yeah,
because
nervous makes stress, yeah.
yeah, when you feel nervous, so you stress.
Mm-hmm.
So then you stress, and actually that's also same way from what I just explained that um it's not demotivating me, but it's more like also because I want to escape from this situation, so I just do faster
Yeah.
and yeah, like just want to finish as soon as possible.
Yeah, also when you feel nervous, then you cannot really perform 100% of your
Exactly,
performance.
exactly.
And especially,
Because
yeah,
that means it's like under the pressure.
like that's what
Mm.
I wanted to say. I get nervous when I'm under pressure. Like for example, and
Mm-hmm.
especially a known thing, you know, which like
Mm.
like for example, when I go to a theme park and ride a roller coaster, and if
Mm.
I've been this ride, then I don't get nervous. But if this is the very first time that I experience this ride, then I
Yeah.
feel nervous because I don't know what is coming. I don't know if you have the
Yeah.
same too.
Yeah, yeah. I think sometimes I also do have because for me it's this is very light paper in between excitement and nervousness.
Yeah,
And yeah, when it just flipped, then it's just yeah, transit as a nervousness. But yeah, of course, I think it's also same for travel as well. Sometimes when you plan to visit different country you never been,
mm-hmm.
then you may have a little bit of nervousness before you go there
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know what's going to
Like
yeah
big
what
journey.
kind of
Yeah,
people you're going to
if
meet
that is a
and
big journey, then I have it too.
yeah.
But also like I can have a I can bring a very good example about
Mm.
nervousness. Like, have you ride free fall tower, like gyro drop?
Oh yes, yes,
It makes
yes.
you super nervous when you are at the peak because you don't know when they will be dropped.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I think that's the best example of our nervousness and like unknown future, for example.
I think it's also because of the future, which is uncertain, which has uncertainty. I think that's a great example that also we did talk about this Korean young generation society currently from episode 10 when we talk about success
Mm-hmm.
and reward. Like many young people have this nervous and anxiety about their future because we are living in completely different time
Yeah.
compared to our parents' generation, so we don't know what's going to
Yeah.
be. I think that's also sometimes people have a lot of unnecessary and unknown anxiety and fear
Yeah,
for the future.
especially if you think about the future. I think also one of the biggest reason why we get nervous on our future is because there's no right answer, so you don't
Mm-hmm.
really know if you're doing well or not.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what your like this action will bring in the
Mm.
future. Mm. Especially like when I go on job interview, then I get super nervous too because you never know what kind of question will be like.
That's true. Yeah.
But I can say that like as I'm getting older, that like
Mm.
this, or maybe as I'm getting more professional, this job interview doesn't bother me that much. Like
Mm.
before.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. I get your point.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
If
I agree.
if I think about my first job interview, I puked after interview. Like seriously, like yeah. I had, and also it wasn't a good job interview, and I got attacked by so much, like by the interviewees so much.
Mm.
But yeah.
I think it's also building up with our experience when you confront
Mhm.
this kind of experience more and more, and you also know different example by you,
Mhm.
so you know how to handle.
Yeah.
But
I have a question to you. Do
yeah,
you remember the day that you were taking Abitur?
Abitur.
수능.
Oh yes, yes, yeah. I remember completely,
Were you nervous?
and I was a little bit nervous, and I used to have this belly problem,
Mhm.
like stomach ache,
Mhm.
like when there is a big examination. So I was really nervous in case I'm gonna having this trouble in this exam
Yeah.
time.
So did you take
But
something?
it didn't happen. No. I think I just went there and brought this lunchbox from my parents, and yeah, it went well pretty okay because I think at that moment I was pretty calm
Mm.
in the end
Yeah.
because we already passed so many different exams
Yeah.
in between, and that was kind of the final destination. Okay, whatever what happened, this is the end.
Did-
I'm just gonna try my best.
Did you already apply for a university before Abitur?
Yeah.
Did you get like kind of
No.
So you went with Abitur score. You went to university with Abitur score, not with your
Yeah.
school score.
Yeah.
For
But yeah,
for me,
I think.
yeah.
Sorry. So because we have this
Yeah.
sushi system, so if I already knew I'm going to go this university anyways, I think I'm just gonna be super relaxed. But I wasn't, because for me it was also really important time that I needed to make the best. But at the same time, I think I was kind of thinking that okay, whatever happens is the end. I'm not going to try 재수.
Mhm.
Like the studying 1 year
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was just so clear. So I was just kind of half nervous and half relaxing.
I see.
How about you?
For me, actually,
Did you-
I did like sushi, and
Ah,
I was
really?
accepted. But you need this like minimum score from Abitur, and the cut line was pretty high because it was like second grade for
Mhm.
mathematics and all the science. So it has to be over to second grade, and yeah, and the
That's still pretty high.
yeah. But
you mean 2등급?
yes.
Wow.
But actually, before I take Abitur, for example, like 1 year before I take Abitur, I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna have a heartbreak once it, once it comes to Abitur. But actually, like I don't know. I wasn't nervous at all because I was even feeling like everybody else looks nervous, but I don't really see what is the difference between this and like kind of, prepare like training session,
Yeah.
because we had a
Yeah,
lot of training
exactly.
sessions. So
Yeah.
I even like it's a funny thing. But I remember that my mom made like seaweed soup.
I also remember what I was eating for the lunchbox. I remember there was rolled egg, 계란말이. I
Mm.
think certainly. And I also still do remember what kind of lunchbox
Yeah.
design I was bringing all the time. It's just so weird that I still
I
remember.
still remember my mom's reaction because I was the first one, like
But why it was seaweed soup? Because that's the that's
no,
that's the
it
that's
has bad things.
yeah, it's completely like out of this
Yeah,
abitur
exactly.
situation.
Like you do normally rice cake because it's sticky, but like you don't go for
Yeah.
slimy things. But anyway, yeah, like after abitur, like I was the first one because I'm super fast, not in exam, but like packing up my shit. So I was the
Mm.
first one who come out from the gate. And there are so
Oh
many
wow.
people waiting for their children, and I found my
Yeah.
mom, and suddenly I feel like crying. Like oh my god, I studied 12 years for today. And all my effort is over now. Like I only have to wait, and then suddenly I was feeling super emotional, and I was about to cry, and my mom hugged me and whispered me
Oh.
like, don't cry. If you cry, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Oh my god.
So nice.
But that day was, I think it was also one of the memorable day for me, because not because of the exam, but just the whole process.
Yeah.
After you come back home normally, and maybe you go for dinner with parents, because that's kind of the traditional way we do, and then you're coming back home, and you just check the score, and you just do in your by yourself, and either you're happy, either you cry.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry, but yeah, I was just okay. Just needed to accept, okay, this is my score. And I remember I was just doing alone in the computer room, and yeah, I was a bit nervous to checking this or
Yeah, I was very nervous to check,
answers, right?
control
Yeah.
the score, and yeah, but I had like better score than normal days, so I was like, okay, I got this one.
That's great. That's
And I
great.
didn't even go to high school after that. I didn't even go to school.
Oh, really?
Normally, you have to go until the end of your day, but I just
Yeah.
pretend like I lost the direction or something.
Yeah.
I didn't really.
No, it's like even though you go to school after abitur, you like people normally just watch movies and stuff.
Yeah. So like I went to school like for several days, and after that I was okay. I just want to take a rest, and I went to ski resort or something like that. I remember this.
But actually, that's nice that you just brought this topic, because 1 week before was abitur in Korea,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like crazy because man, it's already 12 years.
Yeah.
12 years for me.
But I had this impression that you remember more, like how to say, because I didn't really put a lot of emotion into this day. Just personally, like okay, the sunang is super important, and we study really long in Korea because for this only one day.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think for me that was it. And I was just so happy that I finally released by this studying environment.
Yeah, I'm
and just
free
going
like
to
this,
Yeah,
Finally,
free.
I'm
Toby is free.
Like I'm an animal now. Like nobody can control me like this.
Yeah, it was super nice. But yeah, this yeah. I have a question. So we just talk about stress and also anxiety and nervousness. And do you have any magic word for yourself whenever you confront this kind of situation? Like,
I
it's like magic word, magic
I
sentence.
do not have magic sentence, but I have like kind of mindset. But it's really funny, and I think this is bizarre if somebody
Oh,
listens this because like my magic word is anyway. The worst is I'm gonna die.
oh wow.
The worst will be I might be die. So why should I get nervous if I know the worst scenario, worst case scenario?
Mm,
And I try to think about like much worse situation,
yeah.
and I try to convince myself that it still is better than the worst scenario. You know?
But do you think the when you have death, that's the worst scenario?
Yeah, for me, because I
Mm.
strongly believe that all the fear is coming from the death, like the thought of death,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I experienced it recently because I was sick for a while.
Mhm.
I mean, I had like not severe but some flu symptoms and inflammation, and the
Yeah.
recovery was so slow, and I was so nervous that because the
Mhm.
inflammation was in my ear, and I was feeling
Oh
like
my
what if
god.
it infect my brain too because it's possible, you know,
Mhm.
and I was super nervous because I cannot control this, and
Did you
it's
Google it?
yeah.
Because Google always tells you a side
Yeah.
effect. Some people
Yeah,
will
but
die.
I also had an operation when I was kid because of this problem, so I know that how bad it is.
Mm.
And yeah, and
Oh, I didn't know
this
that.
time I was like feeling that all the nervousness and fearness is coming from the death.
Mm. I see.
What about you?
No,
How do you make your calm?
it depends on the situation, but I have one sentence I put in the memo. I can
Mhm.
read for you. If you cry because the sun has gone out of your life, your tears will prevent you from seeing the stars.
Mm. This?
Like it's not like super related to stress and anxiety, but also when you have a fear that someone has disappeared from your
Mhm.
life or these kind of changes in your life that you may really have an anxiety and nervousness because you may worry that your future will
Yeah, that's
be
also true.
changed.
I like yeah, I explained my magic word in a little bit weird way, but like the
No, that was really great example because what you mentioned is really like um that's really straight to the
yeah,
point.
it's like the
I
concept.
would
Yeah, the
say.
concept of this thought is anyway. It's not too bad to lose this thing. You know,
Yeah,
it's not too bad. It doesn't
exactly.
kill me. It doesn't hurt me. It makes me stronger if I
I
go.
think your sentence reminds me of this kind of mindset that everything will be fine in the end.
Mm.
Like it will pass. Like this will pass, and at some point when we look back this situation, oh yeah, we can just laugh.
Yeah,
Oh, why I was
so
worrying
nervous.
about
You
this
know,
too much. Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's always the way out, and like once when I was super nervous with this job interview thing, like in my university time, like one of my friends told me in this way, you should think about it this way, like the interviewers, imagine the
Mhm.
interviewers are just your neighbors, not your interviewers. In the end, at the end of
Yeah,
the day, they will come back to their home, and they will
yeah.
talk like you, they will eat like you. So just imagine that you are having conversation with your neighbors,
Mhm.
you know.
I also still do remember your great advice before my I don't remember exactly which presentation, but maybe you remember that I talk to you that oh yeah I'm a bit nervous
Mm-hmm.
before presentation, and you told me I just think that you are the person who knows the best knowledge in
Mm.
the room,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, it's the same thing you just said. In the end, they're also same human.
Yeah. And why are you so afraid of, like why am
Yeah,
I
yeah,
also
yeah,
afraid of?
yeah.
But still,
So
it takes some time to get myself to
yeah,
adapt to the situation.
for sure, take some time and a lot of training and
Yeah.
practice.
And like in image
Yeah.
trading,
English training.
I think I do image trading a lot, yeah, to reduce the
Oh.
nervousness. Like I'm gonna do this when it comes this, like try to make some prediction.
Once I wanted to try this because some people recommend to say some compliments to you in front of the mirror, like such as, "Oh, I'm the best and I can do it." But when I just stand in front of mirror, I never really. I was not able to do this because it was a bit cringy
Yeah,
to do it myself.
have you ever
you
talked
know?
to yourself into the mirror? Have you ever done this?
No.
Me neither.
I just see myself, but I never talk
I just
to
see
myself.
myself. Oh,
So
today is like looks even older. Like
today looks not so good.
like today I look so tired. Oh, like that.
But I think some people who really try this, maybe it has really a good effect.
What if like yourself in the mirror say to you, "Yes, I know."
It's kind of movie.
Suddenly thriller.
Oh my gosh. No, I mean that would be better than at least I would say I have lifelong partner.
That's I don't know. If I experience this situation, I'm not sure if I can, wash my hair while closing
Oh.
my eyes.
So you can't control her anymore.
But anyway, so
Yeah, anyway.
like dealing with stress and dealing with fear and anxiety is always like building up the inner peace in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And these days I see a lot of contents for meditation, yoga and so on, like to find the inner peace. I can see that like the world is very stressed and like this the society currently
Yeah.
is very stressed because of many disturbance and too much information too, like you're exposed to the too much information which is unnecessary. So do you have any meditation method to do, or do you do meditation?
Actually, I don't. I don't do. I have to say, I only did try yoga for some time. It was super helpful, and I really liked it. But if you have any experience from meditation, then yeah, I would love to hear.
Actually, I used to do meditation when I was a little kid because my kindergarten was Buddhist kindergarten.
Oh, really?
You didn't know that? I even like
No.
memorized like every single word, every single syllable from 반야심경. But now
What?
I only know first sentence. But anyway,
Wow.
but I think I do not do meditation these days anymore, but only when I have insomnia, so I cannot get to sleep, then I try to do image training, I would say. I think about
But do you?
nice beach or nice like coast, and I'm driving a motorcycle, and I just think about the scenery until I get to sleep.
But do you play some music or
No.
it's just quiet situation?
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
But there's an application for the meditation too, but I didn't really try it because I tried it, but it didn't work for me because it's somehow like you're controlled by the app, and for me this is not meditation. So
I also tried different apps if that also count as a meditation,
Yes,
like for
for sure.
example, headspace and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah, that one.
because they also have this short training,
Mhm.
like 10 minutes to 15 minutes, and like temporarily it helped, but I also didn't want to continue
Yeah.
like for longer time because you always need to hear someone's voice, and
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah.
I like the music, but yeah, I didn't really use actively, I remember.
As for me, like it's very hard to meditating because I always have some thoughts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like this small thoughts is popping up in my head, and it's very hard to get the meditation to get to the point.
Oh, like also the funny thing is, I tried this urban sports club
Mhm.
at middle of this year, and you know the how it works. You can choose different
Mhm.
venue wherever you wanna go. And actually, I did try like three different
Mhm.
yoga place. It was also really hard to find the good place which fits to me.
Yeah.
And in the end, the only one I really would love to, I wanted to go was pretty dark
Mhm.
because quite many yoga class place, it was pretty bright
Mhm.
and you can see like other
Yeah.
people somewhere. And this place was super exceptional. They always turn off the light and just light some few candles up,
Oh, that's
so
nice.
you can really focus to yourself and also to the teacher. But yeah, meditation as well is maybe, yeah, you need a different references and try out different
Mhm.
kind of thing was suit you best.
Yoga is also nice to build up inner peace. But like for me, yoga
Mm.
and meditation cannot come together. Like for me, because when I do yoga
Mm.
and try to meditate, then I in my mind I only think like, oh, this pose is too hard. Oh, this is too
It's
hard.
too difficult. It's too hurting.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's same to me.
yeah.
For me, it's completely different.
But still, it's I think yoga is pretty good because like you can listen to your body. You know, like you only focus onto
Yeah.
your body. Like, oh, this is hurting, except like
Mhm.
having some bullshit thoughts.
Mhm.
Do you have any other method to building your inner peace?
I try to focus on like different kind of hobbies I like. Like for example, I try to draw, or recently I started doing bookmaking,
Mhm.
like bookbinding, and I feel super relaxed and it's super calm when I cut a lot of papers and just binding some
Mhm.
different papers and stuff. Yeah, so I
That's
think
nice.
I'll say some hobbies
Mhm.
helped me a lot actually.
That's really nice because for me, like hobby is more or less the exercise. So for me, it's like
Mm.
stress release level. And like your
Mm.
hobby is always like kind of meditating, calm and relaxation. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just maybe just having my own time gives me a lot of inner peace in general,
Mhm.
I guess.
Yeah.
Mm.
For me, I always, as I mentioned before too, I always think about the Buddha's spirits. Like
Mm.
anyway, I cannot control of nothing, and
Yeah.
the only method I can be happy is just empty my mind, you know.
Oh,
Because anyway, in the end of the day, that's nothing. What you bothers,
okay, is
what
it
bothers you is.
that I love their approach so much, but at the same time when you read and when you listen to their spirit, it kind of ease my mind. I think I'm having more inner peace than before, but then later, like, all of a sudden you just get stressed again. You just forget
That's so
about it.
true. That's so true. Because we are human beings, you know. If we could,
Yeah.
we are not yet to be monk. So
I think the training helps. By the way, so if you like, so I can show you. I mean, you see
Oh.
from the
yeah,
video.
that's the book binding that you did.
Yeah, so you just
I cannot see.
really need to do sewing,
Okay.
and they have special thread
Mhm.
for the book binding, which is a bit thicker. if you want, I can also make yours.
Yes, please,
Yeah.
please. Is it like notebook?
This was
Like empty?
yeah, yeah. It's
Yes,
I
please.
just use with a useless paper, but what I wanted to do was a bit thick paper for the drawing.
Yeah,
But
it will
it
be
can be
good.
anything. It can be book and it can be small notebook, whatever you like.
I will look forward to see that.
Right.
Also, yeah.
Yeah. So so we just did talk about many stuff. And have you ever felt? So I think it's going to be the last question. Have you ever felt about universe to detach the stress with you? Like for
Yeah.
example, yeah, when you think, okay, in the end, what I'm going through at this moment is not super difficult situation I'm having currently, and I'm just like really tiny human being
Yes.
in this whole universe.
Yeah, that's very philosophical thing, and I think it's kind of advanced version of like Buddhism, you know, like
Yeah,
in the end
yeah.
of the day, I'm like smaller than a dirt in this universe,
Mhm.
and what
Dirt.
yeah, what I'm struggling is actually nothing, so I shouldn't be stressed out by this nothing, you know. And yeah, I often think like that to make myself calm down, like, and to not get too pressured by the circumstance that I having. And yeah, universe is like always fascinating thing, you know.
It is. I actually really wish that we can revisit this topic like maybe 3 years later, 5 years later, how our training worked.
Yes.
Like for example, I'm super curious.
As you talk about universe, yeah, I sometimes like play like some video about universe on the beamer when I get too stressed to make myself
Yeah.
calm too.
Oh.
Yeah, like all the stars and like it's amazing because every stars that you can see in the skies are like sun-ish, you know, planets, and
Yeah.
that's always astonishing and fascinating me. So yeah,
For sure.
it's so big compared to me, so that always make myself calm down. So yeah, today we talked about stress, anxiety, and emotions, and building up
Yeah,
inner
actually,
peace.
this topic, I think I didn't expect that we are gonna have these many stories, but actually it really was.
And I really
And-
like the topic today because it's super suitable for the weather now.
The weather, the situation.
Yeah,
Yeah, agree.
yeah. So in the next episode is the last episode of this year.
Wow, time flies.
Already.
I can't believe we started already 1 year before.
I can't believe we do until the end, you know. I'm so proud
Exactly.
of ourselves. Like we keep
we
going.
should celebrate.
We should.
We should really celebrate. And next episode, actually, we don't really have any agenda yet, but we would like to do our small celebration ourselves. And yeah,
Next
it's
time,
going to be a little bit wrap up.
next time we definitely should drink something.
Are you looking forward to this Spotify wrap up because it's coming soon? And
Not this year actually, because
really?
yeah, this year I didn't really use Spotify, and I don't know. I listen old songs a lot, like old Korean songs a lot. You know,
right.
like,
From YouTube.
no, from Spotify.
From Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also recently canceled because I wanted
Spotify.
to try it. Yeah, but because of the free trial for Apple Music is 3 months offered. So yeah, I mean I will definitely going back because
Of the playlist.
Spotify I prefer so much better.
Yeah.
Are you listening Spotify?
Yeah, these days, these days I do not listen music that much, only in the commuting, but yeah, I like Spotify.
Yeah. But yeah, so we are going to do little wrap up like how Spotify does every the end of the year. Yeah.
So, yeah, we will keep going until the end.
Until the end.
Stay tuned.
So stay tuned and
I'm Han,
I'm Chino.
and we are
We're
Noel.
Noel. Ciao ciao everyone.
Bye.
See you in the last episode.
Enjoy Christmas market.
Enjoy.